Oh, ketchup, motherfucker. We had tostones with our Cuban food, and we didn't have any ketchup. We were out, and I was like looking.
Did you look in the sauce thing?
There's none.
Oh,
yeah.
I was gonna say I have like packs of sauce stashed everywhere.
Yeah. There weren't any in any of our sauce cups.
Racing on the thunder and rising with the heat. It's gonna take a Superman to sweep me off my feet.
Not for a hero till the end of the night. I don't know if those are the words.
Yeah.
He's gotta be strong and he's gotta be tough and
He's gotta be fresh for the fight.
I need a hero. I forgot to mention last week that they said the word Nexus a lot.
Yeah.
And that was one of the commercials in WandaVision.
Well, they also said the word madness in the same sentence as the word multiverse, which I was very excited about.
So, this is a lot of fun.
Yes.
It is like both WandaVision and Falcon Winter Soldier different. I realize how little I've known about all three of these shows going in.
Oh, sure.
What were you gonna?
The characters. Because even though all of these characters have had arcs through the movies, they like, especially if it's a movie that they're not part of, they get like 10 minutes of screen time. And so I am having a ball with all of them, just spending more time, like concentrated hard time with these characters.
I like how like kind of pathetic and actively annoying Loki is, or capable of being.
Yeah.
Like there were times in like the middle of this episode where I was like, oh my God, shut up.
Yeah.
It was very like the clowns are playing their parts
Yeah.
to perfection. And I was like,
Ooh, metaphor.
okay.
Please. I mean, what happened to the guy I met on the elevator who didn't like to talk? Remember him? Now I'm stuck with this guy who won't stop yakking away about what makes a Loki tick.
You made the exact same everything, hand gesture and everything in the first episode.
Did I really?
Yeah. You said the same line and made the same hand gesture.
At least I feel consistent with my feelings.
No, but I do like that there was the moment towards the end where he literally was like, oh God, is this what Thor felt like? I feel bad for him now. Like, I'm sorry I did this to him so much.
Having to deal with his own bullshit,
yeah.
I guess. I was trying to find some way to reference either for our recording or tweet to like have that scene from Liar Liar where he's like beating himself up in the bathroom and the guy's like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm kicking my ass. Do you mind? When he was like letting himself have it. Okay. So I don't actually know what the show's about because once again, I don't trust anything. And I've kind of learned from WandaVision and Falcon Winter Soldier to lower my expectations. I don't mean that in the bad way that it sounds, but I think I got swept away in fan theories.
Sure.
And also, you know, getting the MCU back after a year and like I wanted
2.
Yeah. Well, and also ending with Endgame, you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I mean, we technically ended with Spider-Man Far From Home, but
I tolerate
Endgame,
Spider-Man.
yeah.
So it's like I had gotten to a point of expectation from Marvel where I was like, let's go ahead and tamp that back down. Yeah. I'm in a place where I'm like, are we just taking everything they're saying at face value? Are we just trusting this? Or are we supposed to be suspicious of things?
I am taking this at face value because where I stand now, I am not suspicious of any individual person in the TVA. I am suspicious of the TVA. Who are you more suspicious of now than you were last week?
Gugu.
Sure. She is.
They are insisting she's on this show, and I don't know why.
I am most suspicious of her, but
Ravonna.
I'm suspicious of the organization as a whole. I think it's the organization. I think Mobius is as idealistic as he seems.
I am there with him now.
Yeah.
I adore Gugu.
Yeah.
I love everything. The Belle in the Lights, San Junipero, I mean, Wrinkle in Time. Yeah. She's really Beauty and the Beast, the morning show. She's been bubbling under and she hasn't quite hit a simmer a boil. There you go. And I keep waiting for it. And I was like, oh, she's going to be in this. And I'm like, And I don't understand why Mobius needs a boss that we have spent this much time with. So that's why I'm like, I don't trust her. I think she's doing this, or she is involved in some...
I guess I'm not sure she's doing it, but I think that she is more in tune with the timekeepers than we think she is.
I'm inclined to trust the timekeepers. I don't know. Maybe I'm already... I came... No.
Definitely not trusting the timekeepers.
I came into this being like, my expectations are lowered and I'm not going to play the fan theories. So here's my top 5 fan theories. No, I don't know. That's part of watching the show for me is I'm like, what am I supposed to be paying attention to?
Yeah, and that's the sense where like I think I have had in the moment a better time with both of the previous shows because I am just taking it at face value. I'm just like, what they're telling me is what I'm absorbing, and that's what I'm like.
So ostensibly, what is the plot of this show at this point?
That's what I don't know, because I'm very curious what is the end game of this show, because the other 2 shows, the end game of them were very clearly to set up future stuff. Now, we have established previously on this podcast that every single showrunner and producer and anybody in charge, all they do is lie straight to our faces. That being said, multiple people involved in this production have said that Loki and Thor will never reunite. And so then that's my question about this show is, what is the point of this show if Loki is not going to get back in the mix?
It's also the never. It's like, why would you declare something so...
So it was kind of nebulous quoting. It was very specific about Love and Thunder especially, but then how much longer is Thor going to be in these movies? You know what I mean? So I'm just very curious, what is the end game for Loki? Is he just going to work at the TVA now? Or are they going to weave him back into the timeline somehow later?
Are we going to kill him here?
Are we going to kill him here? That seems like a weird thing to do for a literal fan favorite of the whole franchise. So I am with you. I don't really know what we're going for plot-wise.
But also that, I mean, like, what is the story?
Yeah.
So what we are claiming the story is that the TVA monitors the timeline and has since the beginning of time to help prevent chaos. And that a version of Loki is on the run for reasons we don't know why.
Yeah.
And he is stealing their little time travel-y cube thingies.
It's like the things that reset the timeline, that like prune all of the stuff that's wrong.
And hiding out. This is where they lost me, where he was hiding out in apocalypse scenarios. Yeah. So he's just zapping, he's spending the time in between shenanigans in apocalypse scenarios.
Yes.
Okay.
Specifically that one apocalypse scenario that takes place in the hurricane that's taking place in the big box store, essentially. Because it's well stocked, so he can stay there for quite a while. And the way that Loki explained it is they're not detecting any variant activity because there's already an apocalypse happening. So the apocalypse is covering over. It's sort of like looting during a hurricane.
It was bold of them to like straight show us the victims, including like crying babies and stuff. Like I went there with
the hurricane.
Yeah, I went there with my mind, and the confirmation was bleak.
A lot.
Like,
they didn't have to go into the bunker part and then have one of the Minutemen be a dick to everybody and then show the crying babies when we know that all of these people are about to die from the hurricane. It was
strange because even the Pompeii, I was like, this is a little odd. And I mean, Loki's like
my favorite part of the episode.
Well, Loki's like, well, I mean, they're gonna die anyways. Yeah. It's like, well, sure, but
yeah,
it was it
was before or after he spoke Latin? Coherently spoke Latin for like 45 seconds straight, maniacally standing on top of a goat cart.
Istemos, ignes, pastos per saecola in vos est, vomiturus.
It was hot, as my point. He's so smart.
It was no Pablo Schreiber screaming in Gaelic, but in the middle of the road. But
for me, it was on par. It was on par with that. But I had forgotten about that.
I feel like I'm at war with you. I'm not. I find Tom Hiddleston very appealing, but I find him appealing. It's like
he's it for me.
It does not churn my butter.
It does.
It's not churning.
It does churn my butter.
Maybe whip.
No,
whips my butter a little bit.
Amazing. It's so amazing. I like everything about him. He's so tall. He's so good at acting.
Nice. Yeah.
Just shrieking Latin in the middle of the Pompeii Square. I'm into it.
That's fine.
Yeah, no, I'm into it.
It's no Alexander Skarsgård screaming in Swedish at a
Also
at a
good.
football game.
Also good. I'm not claiming this is the like
1-1 comparisons.
the height of sexiness for everyone in the world, but it really worked for me. And I assume others.
It was no Bradley Pitt doing a full Bradley.
What the fuck?
Bradley Cooper.
Oh.
It was no Bradley Cooper doing a full interview in French, a full 20-minute interview in French.
Also good. Again, I'm not taking anything away from them. The Tom Hiddleston was just nice.
When we get the reveal, it's a woman.
Yes.
We're assuming this is Lady Loki.
Yeah.
Because I was expecting long dark hair. And
Yeah, this is a cute little blonde woman.
And so she is Loki?
She's a Loki.
So is she Tom Hiddleston in disguise, or does
No.
Loki look like this in another
No, because when they were
timeline?
showing all the like Lokis that he could be, there was like a Hulk looking Loki. I think
Okay.
they're all different.
Our Loki Prime,
They kept calling him the superior Loki.
he did differentiate between illusion projection and duplication casting.
Yeah. Which is what he does, the duplication casting.
But he can do illusion projection. It's
Sure.
just a hologram.
Yeah.
Duplication casting is doubling.
Yeah, making more.
Get into a real prestige place.
Sure,
with-
sure.
Yeah, so the Lady Loki variant stole Sasha Lane, who was Hunter C-20,
Yeah.
and she did something.
Well, she kept on touching them and like taking them over. Because she took over Sasha Lane, and then she took over B-15, and then she took over a bunch of other people.
I like that our Loki was concerned for B-15.
Yeah,
He like stayed with her to see if she was okay.
it was nice. Yeah. I think he's a good guy,
Capable of being.
capable of being friendly.
Well, he very deliberately ran through the portal in the end. Like it's almost like he wasn't going to until Mobius was like, "Don't." I mean, I think he has a plan.
I think he has a plan. He also looked a little conflicted about doing it. So I think that there's something afoot. And I also think that this is how they're going to find him again. And that's when he's wearing the suit and his horns. And he's like, you know, he like does
Your
the
hero
thing.
has arrived.
Well, no, he does the thing from the trailer. I forget what he says now.
satyr?
No.
Oh.
I forget what he says, but it was in all the trailers. And he was like, what did you expect? And he's just like, eh. But yeah. That's what I think is going to happen.
We covered a lot in this episode, even though it was only like a couple important plot points.
Yeah.
And we got most of the information in the first 10 minutes, and then we got the last vital piece of information in the last 5 minutes. And then the whole middle was sort of just letting it sort of soak, letting it sort of resonate.
Yeah, well, there was like, Loki is like working now for the TVA.
Well, he read about the Asgard apocalypse.
Yeah.
And
that's what gave him the idea that the like Loki variant was like hiding in apocalypses, because he was like, I could go that metaphor with the salad.
Let's say, push the Hulk off the Rainbow Bridge. There he goes.
The salt's Hulk.
And I could also set fire to the palace.
No, just stop. Don't set fire to the palace.
I can do whatever I want to do, and it would never matter. It wouldn't go against the dictates of the timeline.
It went too long, but the way he was so committed to it, because he stole Mobius's salad, and then he was like, "This is Asgard" during Ragnarok.
well, he was doing it. At least the way I read it, he was doing it to be a dick. Everybody, like Mobius was like, "You're gonna ruin my salad. I know it." And he was like, he knew. Like, but we still went on with this charade.
the whole
like,
thing, and then he stole Casey's drink as well. Yeah, no, it was very funny though. Because it was sort of just like a manic look in his face though, because he was like, I could just knock the Hulk off the Rainbow Bridge, and he just starts salting the thing, and then he's salting and peppering it maniacally by the end of it. It was very funny.
Well, and you were stressed out because there was a point where there was a definite like switch over where the salad became ruined.
Inedible, yeah.
And you were like, I can still eat that salad at this point.
Until right now.
But so do we think that Lady Loki is leading him to her because the whole kablooey or whatever the candy, the gum,
Mm-hmm. Or candy, yeah.
that was sloppy. If not, she had to have done that on purpose.
Left it with the little French boy.
Yeah, in the hopes that someone
Maybe.
I mean, why would you leave a clue?
Yeah.
It could only be more if it was literal breadcrumbs.
Sure.
Like,
I mean, maybe. I'm not saying no. Yeah.
and that's where I'm at, is I don't know what she wants.
I suspect we might find out
Yeah.
next week.
Lady Loki took all of her little, like, time bombs.
Yeah.
There's a sound cue.
Speaking of Alexander Skarsgård.
And she detonated all of them and made quick work of the sacred timeline.
Well, yeah. And I saw somebody tweeted about it and basically just like put the screen cap of it at the end and were like, well, here's the multiverse. Because it just like, she put the like pruning bombs through a ton of portals. And so they're just like everywhere.
Well, because she created like multiple offshoots, but
Yeah.
she created multiple offshoots at different times.
Yeah. And what was the other thing that we learned? Oh, Hunter C20, Sasha Lane, she gave away how to find the timekeepers. She told Lady Loki.
Why would she know that?
I don't know. Why would I don't
It feels above her pay grade.
Yeah, especially because I don't think Owen Wilson knows that.
Yeah.
How to find them, how to talk to them. So, yeah, I don't know. It does feel above. We'll see.
Okay. Well, we'll check back in next week.
Yay!